This is Multiplaying, episode 11 on October 16th, 2009.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
It's very breathy. You know, I come off very spitty. I don't know why.
Very spitty.
Her screen's just...
What?
My wife's a speech therapist. I'll have her look at you.
Yeah.
Don't you think, like, I sound very spitty?
Hey, hon, she's really spitty.
What does she do for that?
What is she?
Tell her to put the beer down. Oh, never mind. I'll just sound
She's
spitty.
doing that mannequin thing when she's drinking a glass of water while she's trying to get the mannequin to talk.
Mannequins are always unfunny. I mean, those ventriloquists.
As soon as you see one come out, you're just like,
oh, God.
There's that guy who does the terrorist mannequin. That's kind of funny.
Is that Jeff Dunham?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he's not funny.
He's funny the first time.
Damn.
He's so because and his mouth just like openly moves. Like he's not good at that.
Hide it.
And that's just so horrible.
This is my mouth not moving.
I remember on Opie and Anthony, they were interviewing him over the phone, and he was trying to do his bit over the phone, and they like, Opie was like at one point like, "This is awful," and the guy's like, "Yeah, this doesn't translate well over the phone. I'm sorry, guys."
Because, you know, like on the other end, he's probably actually got the dummies out doing the...
And Opie asked him that. Are you just putting it in?
Really?
Are you just sitting on your bed with it out, not out, or? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And moving on.
Oh, that's right. We started this shit.
Hosting today is Brian.
Hey.
And Jason.
Hi.
And Steve.
Yo.
And this is Shannon. And what are we currently playing and drinking, Brian?
I'm drinking, you guys are going to love this, I'm drinking a Mott's Clamato Caesar. Do you guys know what that is?
It has clam juice in it.
Well, yeah, it has sort of, the Clamato is clam and tomato juice. And then it's mixed.
Do they squeeze a clam? I mean, is that what they do?
Yes.
They like squish the clam and get the juice?
Yeah, that's what we would do with all the poor Canadians. We have them squeeze clams.
That's disgusting.
Well,
Are clams... Is like clamming big in Canada?
That's big business.
It's what we do at bars.
Okay.
It's the clam
up there, huh?
You know, women can be topless in Windsor because it's equal opportunity there.
That's right.
Yep.
And it's extra spicy because you get to put spice in it. And I'm playing.
All right.
They're all thinking of the topless women now, so that was kind of a...
Yeah, I'm just spicy. I wonder if you guys have problems like the clam mafia or something up there.
I'm playing Aion, and I'm also playing the Love Alpha.
How's that going?
It's good. It's I haven't played a lot of it because Aion keeps pulling me away, but it's a really cool game. It's really hard to describe how he's got it set up here. It's developed by one guy, Eskil Steinberg. I'm not sure how he pronounces it, and he's done it all himself, including the tools that he used to make the game. So he's written like this set of tools, and then he's put all that together into this game called Love. And the cool thing about Love is, well, for me at least, is the graphics. It feels like I'm walking around in a dream. It's this sort of blurry, almost watercolor. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Frank Miller's Ronin. Yeah, it looks like that, except even blurrier. And the object of the game, well, is really just kind of to explore. But apparently, and I haven't gotten too far into it, you're supposed to wander around and you want to set up a settlement. And the way you set up a settlement is you hopefully run into a monolith. And once you run into a monolith, you bind to that monolith, and that's where you start creating your settlement. And you start adding to your settlement by finding tokens. And these tokens allow you to build items in your settlement that will give you sort of power-ups. And yeah, it's like I said, it's just like walking through a strange dream. There's no sound to it yet, too, which just kind of adds to the weirdness because it's still in alpha, and so I suppose he's going to add sound later. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's neat to see one guy's take on an MMO. Oh, the other cool
lots of hip hop.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to go for ambient stuff.
You think?
I don't know. It seems appropriate to that. I mean, you could go with jazz, I suppose, or heavy metal or something, but
Hardcore death metal.
polka.
There you go.
The cool thing about it is the well, I've said many cool things about it, but the client itself is only it's under 100 megabytes. It's like really tiny. Apparently, most of the work gets done on the server, and he uses this thing called I think he called it procedural generation. And what happens is on the server, it constantly changes the world. So the world that you left when you logged off may not be the same world that you log into. It constantly changes based on this algorithm he's developed. So, yeah,
even with what you've built within your settlement.
That I don't know. I would imagine that your settlement would probably stay the same, and it would probably just be the surrounding areas. But I could be wrong.
I mean, are you like leveling a character in it, or are you just?
No, there are no levels. There are no skills. It's
What about love? Can you skill up in love? Can you play as Lord Huggington?
You go from like mild-mannered geek that's afraid of women to like Barry White status.
Gigolo. Yeah, it's cool the way they've I say they because I'm used to doing that. The way you sort of set that up so that there's no skills, no levels. It's all about building up your settlement. So, I guess that's your character. In a way, more than you. You don't even. There's no character generator either. So you don't. Your usual thing with an MMO is you log in and you make your character. As soon as you log in, you're in the world and you see it first person.
That's kind of cool. So no fear of gold spammers.
Yeah, no. I think he's limited the servers to 250 people per server. So I guess he set his sights low.
Oh, cool.
It's €5 to get into the alpha, and it gives you 30 days of playtime.
All right. Anything else you've been playing?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Steve.
Okay. I was just going to say your name.
Aha, I got you first, bitch.
Let's see. I have been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics on the PSP when I had time. Other than that, Uncharted 2 and Aion, but we'll talk about Aion later. Mostly Uncharted 2, though, this week.
Yeah,
and
bitch.
Damn it, that game is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I'm not sure how many chapters there are in it, but I hit chapter 22 earlier today.
Oh, you're way further than me then.
I played for about 4 or 5 hours today.
Whoa.
I think I'm in chapter 9 or whatever, and that whole city, the sequences in that city, I think it's Nepal you're in.
Nepal, yeah.
The car chase, or not, it's not really a chase, but when you're getting run down, it only lasts like 20 seconds, but goddamn. And
it's awesome.
The one that they showed at E3, where the hotel basically crumbles down, is, oh my god. And then just their comments and their character in that game are awesome. Yeah. I've been going around just all the day saying it's an ass worth saving. I think I've been annoying Shannon.
Oh yeah.
I cracked up when I saw it.
Yeah. It is entertaining. It's entertaining, and I don't even play it.
Right. I mean, my wife will sit off on the couch while I'm playing it, and actually, like, she's typically working on. I'll see her like working on stuff for work. And then, like, I'll glance over while I'm playing the game, and she'll be watching me play the game, because just the dialogue, and even though, like, if it was a movie, which it feels like it is a movie when you're playing it, if it was a movie, it'd be a pretty cheesy movie, but it really works. It'd be your standard high action flick with your typical dialogue, but it just really works very well. They didn't go over the top with it. They really, it just freaking works, man. It's just awesome. I can't describe how just amazing the game is. I'm just glued to it.
I know nothing about it. Is it a first-person shooter? What is it?
It's a third person. I mean, quick. Like comparison would be, it's a
action.
platform like you would compare it to, like it is your modern day Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
It is like if they made this into a movie, it's what the last Indiana Jones movie should have been. It is an Indiana Jones-ish style game with your cheesy dialogue, but not like overly cheeseball. It's just got a very standard adventure storyline, but when you're playing the game, it feels like you are in a movie. It really goes back and forth between cutscenes and in-game just so fluidly that sometimes you don't realize the change between the cutscenes and the game. I mean, they're using the in-game for all the cut, but it's just so awesome. Like I wrote up on my my article about it that like in the beginning it seemed that there was a heavy amount of cutscenes in it, and it was starting to kind of get to me. I was like, oh, you know, there's quite a bit of cutscenes. I hope that tones down, and it really does. And it becomes this thing that you look forward to these cutscenes because they are so. The game is so beautiful and it's so just informative during these cutscenes that you almost get to the point where you just want to watch it as a movie. But it's just amazing. This is awesome.
It's
and
PS3, right?
Yes, PS3 only.
And the way the characters are and the way they move, they don't seem stiff or they don't move unnaturally like in a lot of other games. They really kind of they emote and they walk and everything, like, and you can, if you watch any of the bonus stuff, you can see where they filmed all that stuff and with the actual voice actors, and the voice actors are awesome. The guy who does Nathan Drake has been in a ton of video games, but he's just such a smart ass and really delivers it well.
Because the one thing that got mentioned on a couple other podcasts and reviews that I've read, the nice little thing, like even during, like when there's a lot of parts in the game where you are co-oping with NPCs, and there's a lot of moments where they will actually converse while you're doing things, and it just really adds to that level of immersion. And
I had a great example. I'm climbing on this hotel where you had to get to the top of it, and there was this type of suite bar area at the top of the hotel, and there was a pool. Did you jump into the pool and start swimming around?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, come! I can't believe you jumped in there." And your guy just goes, "Come on, get in!" And your guy goes, "Marco," and she's like, "I'm not playing that." And you get a trophy for Marco right there, an achievement. Like, and then she's like, "Fine, Polo," and he's like, "Ha ha!" And then you get another trophy, Polo. And, that was a really cool thing that they didn't have to add, but they did. That's really cool.
Yep. There's a part later on, not to ruin, I won't say it because it'll ruin part of it. They won't really ruin the game because you kind of expect it coming, but there's a piece of dialogue on the train level, the infamous train level, which is amazing. Something that he says in a small bit of a cutscene that I just cracked up at, but I'll leave it go at that. I will just say the train scene in that game is freaking awesome.
The one that leads up to the beginning?
Yeah, the very beginning of the game is kind of a, like, you are here now, and then he flashes back to everything that led up to that point, and the train scene is right before then, and it is just astounding.
Yeah, I'm going to keep playing. I've been glued to that game. I just haven't had the time to play as much as I want to.
Right. I took the day off today, and it was funny because I think I was at like chapter 11 or 12 when I sat down this morning, and I played for like an hour or so, and I didn't even realize what chapter I was on when I got off. And then I got back on after lunch, and I'm sitting there playing, and I get to this point, and I was like looking at the clock, I was like, oh crap. And I looked up, and it switched to chapter 22, and I was like, holy shit. And I'd blown so much time just sitting there playing. You had to go
change your pants because you shit your pants.
I had to change my diaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things. If you own a PS3, you have to own this game. It's regardless of what kind of games you like. This is just an amazing game. It's at least a rent. You have to own it because there's multiplayer in it too, and the multiplayer is amazing.
Yeah.
So wow.
Somebody sent me a PS3.
Yeah, it's all good. And did you play the first one?
I played a bit of it. I never got anywhere close to finishing it.
I beat
thought
it.
It was
I beat it a couple times, and yeah, the pacing in this one is so much better. The gun combat, which was I really liked the first one, but my biggest issue was, I don't know, things didn't die. You would shoot at them forever, and you have to put, it seemed like 10, 12 bullets and something for it to drop down. It seems a lot better developed here. And the stealth elements aren't overdone. They just kind of seem like they give you an option to how you enter a fight.
Right. There was actually a real good example of that. This fight that I just got through earlier today, that it was a massive fight, but when you're going into this area, it totally opens it up that you can see the possibility of going in here in stealth. And as I was going through it, I ended up fucking up at one point and got noticed, and everybody started this big firefight. But as I was like looking around the place, I really started to notice, I was like, you know what? If I was really careful, I probably could have went through and killed every single one of these motherfuckers without being noticed. It was set up that great, and just the cover system and everything is just wow. But we can move on. Enough about that. We can move on to other people's shit. Jason, what you been playing?
Wait, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Drinking.
Just another Monster Energy. That's it.
Okay. We did drinking up right this time, and decided what can we do that we haven't done before.
Since we were a bit lazy with the agenda, we thought we would compensate this way.
Yeah, we're drinking Irish car bombs.
Oh,
Yeah. Which, I don't know, you guys familiar with what that is?
no,
I didn't. I just got I got messaged from Shannon earlier saying that you were having Irish car bombs for tonight, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I Googled it real quick. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's you take a Guinness, pour it in a mug, take a shot glass and fill it up half with Bailey's and half with whiskey, Jameson whiskey, and dump it in and then chug it." So, woo!
And how many have you had?
I've only had one.
We just did one
Yeah.
so far, but we're going to probably take a break in the show while we figure out the rest of our show, since we did not bother to do an agenda tonight. And we'll do another one.
Listener, you are in for an experience.
Yeah, we're doing this Odie style. Too bad he's not on.
Yeah. So that's what I've been drinking. Playing, I'm Uncharted, so I won't talk about that. Aion. I'll just touch on Demon Souls. I got past the first level, finally. And that game, it's really grown on me more and more. I liked it initially. I talked about some of the problems I had with it before, but the really nice thing that I found after finally getting through that first level is it seems to get easier for me, just because you get the ability to level up after that first level, and you can repeat areas. So I've been kind of slowly going through areas, then backtracking. It probably isn't the way you're supposed to play that game, but leveling up my character and before I move on. And if you play that game, I will say, and we talked about it last time, and I'll repeat it, but if you play that game carefully and think as you go, it's not that difficult. If you're going hack and slashing, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you. But every time I've died, since I kind of figured things out, I definitely it was my fault, and that's probably the best compliment you can give that game that advertises itself for being overly brutal. Is if you know what you're doing, it's not cheap. It's just that you have to approach it differently than you do most modern action role-playing games. So
I'm still really interested in trying that game out. I highly doubt they'll do any sort of a demo, but I'm kind of glad I'm doing Uncharted first and getting it out of the way. But I do, at some point in time, I do want to pick that up. But man, I'm already losing a lot of time, losing a lot of my Aion time by playing even just Uncharted, and I can't imagine how much I'd lose by playing that.
Well, yeah, and it's definitely going on the back burner until I finish Uncharted, because I can't pop it in until I've at least gone through the story once. And Uncharted 2 just seems to have some cool bonuses for going through it again. But the nice thing I found about it, playing it is I will go through a level in Demon's Souls and check it out. If it's a new area, I won't push too far. I'll run back and turn in my souls, because your currency, because if you die in that game and then you can't get back to your shit, it's gone. So I've been going in and then going back and turning things in and slowly leveling up. So it's a game that I can see myself popping in for 30 minutes and then stopping. So I'll keep plugging away at that.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a really good game. That's what I've been playing. Shannon,
Hi.
what's new with you?
I've been enjoying the Irish Car Bomb this evening. And let's see, gaming-wise, other than Aion, not much. I did break down and start, what's that called? Bejeweled Blitz.
Yeah.
It's like a Facebook mod thing, and
I see
I'm
tons of
embarrassed-
people playing that.
I'm embarrassingly bad at it, apparently, because these people have, like, they're up in the 100,000s of points, and, like, I hit, like, 84,000. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And I look, it, like, shows you all your friends who play, like, what their top score is, like, on the side, and I'm like, oh, I'm last.
But yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of these people have been playing this for quite a long time.
It's not that complicated, though.
No, but still, they've got enough experience in it. It's just like anything. But man, I see tons of people updating. It's like every day I see 4 or 5 people putting an update on there that they've got new high scores on it.
Yeah, and it's definitely addicting because the segments are only a minute long, so you think, oh, I'll just do one more. It's only a minute. Oh, well, I almost had beat my high score at the time. I'll just do one more. It's only a minute. Before you know it, it's like an hour later, and you're like still playing Bejeweled Blitz. And I'm like, wow.
Imagine how much experience I could have had on Aion.
Yeah. So
Actually, not much.
Yeah, true.
that might be true. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice when I don't have time, or if I'm at a computer that I don't have Aion.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
yeah, that's about it because I'm mostly focused.
Recently on Multiplaying,
What I am about to show you next may shock and educate you.
What's been going on Multiplaying?
Crack you out hot for Torchlight. So what's that about?
Oh yeah, as I said in the blog, I used to play a game called Mythos, which was developed by what is it? Flagship. Studios. Yeah, Flagship Studios. I actually ran into it because I picked up Hellgate London. I guess this is almost like 3 years ago when that came out, or was it 2? Yeah, 2 years ago.
2.
Yeah. And so Hellgate London turned out to be an ultimate failure, although I kind of dug it and I had some fun, but it didn't live up to the hype. But as I was going through some of the forums, I found out that they had developed this thing called Mythos, and it was easy to get in. They had a beta, and basically if you signed up, you got in. And it was just, it was basically Diablo, and just with a few extra things kind of, thrown in. And it was totally addictive. I loved the art direction for it. It was like, it was funny. It didn't take itself too seriously, and it just looked really good. And so, before I knew it, I was playing that more than I was playing Hellgate London. And then, of course, when Hellgate London failed so spectacularly, they closed down Flagship Studios, and Mythos went with it. And I was a little disappointed about that. But those guys, apparently the whole team, the next day, and I didn't even know this until about a month and a half ago when I heard about it, they formed a new company called Runic Games, and they've got a new game out called, or that's coming out on the 27th, called Torchlight. And Torchlight is the same sort of deal as Mythos was, which was basically I hate to use the word clone, but it's an action RPG. And
a lot of those guys worked on Diablo.
Yeah, they former Blizzard employees. I think the lead designer was one of the senior designers on Diablo, and founded Blizzard North, I want to say.
Because that was one of the big things about Hellgate when it was coming out. There was this dude at work that I didn't even know about it for a while when it was first being talked about. And this guy at work talked to me. It was like, dude, Hellgate London, the dudes that made Diablo. It's going to be awesome. And I was like, all right. I wasn't mentioning Diablo anyways, but I was telling him that. And he's like, but it's going to be awesome. It's a first-person shooter. I was like, all right, I might be able to get into that. And lo and behold, it comes out. And I was like, okay.
Did you try it?
Hellgate?
Yeah.
No, I never even played Hellgate. I just saw everybody else was not enjoying it to the extent that it was hoped to be enjoyed by. So I just kind of stayed away from it.
I kind of like the storyline of it, but I didn't get past character creation. They were awful.
I liked the CG video that they had come out for it.
Yeah, but the problem with that, and I played in beta, was they set that tone, the very dark tone with that trailer and everything leading up to it. And once you got in game, there was none of that. All the characters were real goofy as hell, and there wasn't any sense of danger or despair with these
impending doom.
Yeah, it was just kind of really silly. And I mean, not to say that the combat or anything was horrible, but the tone definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, the combat I think was fun, but you're right. It didn't really relay the atmosphere the way you wanted it to, and it was really repetitive. Like after the first, I can't remember how the levels were, but after the first little while, it was just sort of like, yep, you go into this instance and it's going to look exactly like this. And
I'm liking the way Torchlight's looking though.
Yeah, that looks great. They've got again, the art direction looks fantastic. It, like as I said in the blog posting, every screenshot I see of it looks like it's just taken right out of a comic book. It's a highly illustrative feel, lots of character to the look of it, and and the gameplay looks just like, it doesn't look like they're trying to do anything crazy. Although they did add, and I don't think I've seen this in any other action RPG, the ability to have pets. So I can't remember. I think there's a choice of 2 pets, and the pet will actually fight alongside you. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, and the cool thing too is that you can actually send your pets back with stuff you don't want, then sell it. So that was one of the things that always bugged me.
That's awesome.
In these games. Yeah,
That is awesome.
yeah, because you'd always have to you'd be in the middle and you just want to keep playing, but no, I got to go back to town, sell my crap. Now you just give it to your pet and it'll go sell it. So, yeah, that's one of the cool things they've added, and apparently they're going to ramp this up eventually into an MMO. So Mythos was almost like that, where it had lots of online interconnectivity and some shared areas that were server based, but they didn't get too far into it. And these guys, they're going to do that now with Torchlight, and they're going to, I think, get bigger with it. So while Torchlight's going to launch without any multiplaying, it eventually will ramp into something that does have multiplaying. And then the other cool thing is that they're launching it when you buy the game. They're giving you all of the tools that they used and developed to build the game, so that
good.
You can make your own mods.
That's awesome.
Well, it's not launching with online.
No, there's no online
that's a bummer.
But it's only, you said it's only $20 though, right?
Yeah, $20, which is crazy. So easy to pick up, and like I said, it's going to be my sort of cheap one night stand. Whenever I have some just a half hour or 45 minutes to play, that'll be the game that I'll probably end up picking to do that. Get in, have some fun, and get out. And like I said, the other big thing for me is the fact that it's all going to be moddable, and I expect like a big community to sort of develop around that and be able to download some cool mods. It'd be interesting to see how crazy they can get with it. Like, I don't know if they'll be able to make new models or anything like that, but that would be interesting if they could. I'd love to see some take a sci-fi take on it or something.
Very cool.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that also, what's her name? Wonder, who's the public relations person for Runic Games, actually replied and commented to the blog posting, and because I had screwed up and said that they developed the actual engine that it ran on, and they didn't. But I'm gonna talk to her and see if I can con her into coming on board for the podcast one night.
Nice.
Yeah. Sell your body.
Yeah. Make promises.
That's how we
Just
do it.
oversell what you can do.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I got married.
Tell her.
Yeah. See, there you go. I mean, you're used to this.
Tell her about your didgeridoo.
Comes
It's a big one.
Phallic closet.
It's a big one.
All right. Anything else regarding multiplaying?
Just the site of the week.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Site of the week this week is Echoes of Nonsense. Go check it out at echoesofnonsense.blogspot.com.
What is Echoes of Nonsense?
Used to be, I believe, it's by Arduo, and I believe he used to do it just primarily as a Warhammer Online blog. It kind of developed into a general like MMO-ish blog. He also, if you go to that site, it actually links also to another site called Quill Dragon, which is a creative writing, like fantasy creative writing blog that I believe he and someone else put together. Just he. I can't remember who all worked on it, but it's a pretty good site as well. But yeah, go check out Echoes of Nonsense.
You should get Winnin to check that out.
Yeah, should. You probably dig that.
And there was also Winnin's third part of Winnin's zone creation for his game. That was on
Yeah.
That's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun.
He's got trees now.
Yeah.
Do you know what he told me?
What did he tell you?
He said he's going to work in that certain people in the guild are NPCs in the game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What do I want to be? I don't know.
You said
You're going to be a merchant.
No, I want
Some
something else.
stupid merchant.
I want to be a wizard.
I think Winnin will take all the wizards for himself.
He'll be every wizard is winning.
Yeah, every gnome wizard will be winning.
winning
He's
one,
all powerful.
winning
wizard.
three.
Yes.
He needs a wizard named Tim in there.
Tim.
Yeah.
He's got me doing the logo for the game as well. So
Oh, sweet.
Going back to last week's podcast, we were talking about, was that last week we were talking about reviews?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
A couple weeks ago. But there is the ridiculous review here on IGN for Crimecraft. And I listened to the podcast and I didn't read the review to their PC podcast. And the guy just laid into how much he hated this game and how much it was ripping you off, and how, as a reviewer, it was kind of satisfying to be able to just let loose on a game for how bad it is. And when I looked at the score, it's a 5.6, which is mediocre.
yeah.
I don't know. Listening to that podcast and then going to look at that score does
You
not
would think it'd be like a 2.
Yeah, and that's IGN. Their scores always seem bloated, and just their system seems broken.
They don't want to piss people off too much.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, because that's the thing. They don't want to piss people off too much, and most people are just looking at that number. They're not listening to the podcast where the guy is actually ripping it apart.
Yeah, but I mean, if you listen to that podcast, yeah, you would have expected probably a 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit higher, because he does say the gunplay is somewhat adequate, but it's not as good as games you can just go buy and play for free after you've purchased it, like Team Fortress 2 or whatever. I mean, this game charges you $50, which I know they changed their model. $50 to buy it, I think $10 a month to play it, and then there were vanity items that you could buy after, microtransactions afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate Crimecraft.
I hate it.
It's a cancer on society.
There's very few things that I get passionate about.
Crimecraft is a bad title. It sounds like Time Cop.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Which was a great movie.
It was not.
Yes, that was. That movie rocked.
The only
can't
good movie
we can't
that
stand in the same
Jean-Claude Van
place.
Damme was
Dude,
good
you
in
can't
was
occupy the same
Universal
space.
Soldier. Universal Soldier was the only good movie he was in.
Time Cop was way better than
No way.
Oh, God, come on, Street Fighter, hello.
I never watched
Raul
Street Fighter.
Julia's
Don't.
Swan Song.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you.
I have a
Stop being nice, Grok. I mean, Brian.
I have a friend whose girlfriend left him, or actually he had to dump her because she slept with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how we let him live with that
You
down.
had to leave her for that?
Well, what wouldn't you?
That sounds like a Seinfeld
Also-
episode.
I don't know.
Would you want to
Why
be in the
did it-
same
okay, but-
place that
See, my
Van
one
Damme
question
was?
would have
Wait, no,
when
wait.
he was banging her, at any point did he do that splits move that he did?
Did he have to leave her because, like, he felt intimidated or because he was so disgusted?
I think he was hurt.
I could see, like, if Shaq banged your wife, or girlfriend, I'd have to leave her then. Because then
Yeah.
what good are you?
His dick couldn't occupy that same space anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, never mind. Time cop joke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But back to
Time
the
Cop is a serious drama. You don't joke about Time Cop. Man lost his wife.
I like Time Cop. It just wasn't as good as Universal Soldier.
You know, there was a Universal Soldiers 3 that just came out with both those guys in it.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it did.
One just came out. It was like, what, 2-3 years ago?
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
It was a while ago, but yeah.
We just heard about it.
They made a sequel to Time Cop, and it was like utter crap with a bunch of like B-movie people. And then they went back and made a third one and actually had Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm talking about Universal Soldier.
I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I misspoke.
I saw a movie available, a DVD available for rent, and it had it was a Van Damme movie, and he was like somebody who I respected as a reviewer said that he should be nominated for an Oscar for it.
Oh, was it the JVCD or whatever?
I honestly can't remember the name of it. I just remember standing in shock.
He made some weird movie just recently that was almost like, I don't know if it was a real documentary or a fake documentary, where he was like playing himself. And yeah, I know it got a lot of critical praise for just where he is at this point. And I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but I'm just going to talk about it. Like, yeah.
That's the best thing you could do, really. Like, that's the smart way to review anything.
Yeah, but he's a dick, because I heard him on a radio interview.
I heard he's an ass.
I heard him on a radio interview where they were kind of joking with him, and this was when his career was dead. Like, I don't know what the hell he's promoting. I think it was a straight-to-cable movie. And they were making some jokes about something, and he goes, "Come on, guys, I'm a big movie star." And he was completely serious. It's probably right after he banged that guy's girlfriend. I think he actually did say that. He banged some chick.
I was telling that to her all last night. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a movie star.
I make movies. Let me do the splits."
Fuck Van Damme.
Wow. Can we put this on the podcast?
What the hell?
That should be the name of the podcast. Fuck Van Damme.
All right. I'll put it on there if you guys say to.
All right, so we're moving on to
So what
Aion.
else is on Multiplaying?
Well, back to IGN. So do you guys think that those numbers are like, do you think that they actually set aside like their podcast from their numbers, and they just, knowing that no one will listen to the podcast, they say what they want, but then they have to stick
sure
to
they
the
do.
guideline?
I think I think they're industry friendly. I think the numbers are industry friendly.
I've been listening to their podcast. I know that they don't score a review. They write it up. They write all the text and everything, and then they share it with. They show it to their editors and everything, and they form the score afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have another person who will be joining here right now.
Oh,
Pat.
should I add them?
Yep, they want to.
And so welcome to the show, John, a.k.a. Paz, for those who have been longtime listeners of the show.
First time callers.
And
All right, thanks you guys.
They're obvious.
we should catch him up. Are you drinking, playing anything this recently?
I just walked in the door.
What have you been playing this week? What are you drinking right now? You got water? You got water, right?
Yeah, I have a water.
There you go. You got water.
I've been playing catch up on calculus homework.
That sounds horrible.
Sounds very smart.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible a game, actually. I wouldn't recommend it. That's it, dude. I haven't logged in for like 2 weeks.
All right. Well, do you want to get
Thanks
into...
for joining the podcast.
Thanks for that contribution.
Awesome.
So
Because
glad
now
you got here.
we're thank God you joined us for the Aion segment.
All right. Wait, is that game still on?
Yeah. Let's see. For the Aion segment, well, I'm not hosting. Steve, do this.
I am.
No,
Yeah.
actually, you have been hosting this whole time, Shannon.
You have me?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
Wrote it. You did it all. You
Oh, shit, there's updates I have to download. Damn it.
Irish car bombs, and you don't even remember.
I have not been hosting this show.
Pretty much.
No, I've not.
And
pretty
doing a fantastic job of it too.
Oh, you guys are just so full of crap. But anyway.
Anyways,
News on the Aion front we are completely unaware of. Let's see. We have if you do the in-game survey, which is basically like a big thank you for sticking with us through all the hard times, you get 5 Lotus amulets, which are 20% experience from hunting for an hour. and they have a 9-hour cooldown. So like once a day, you pop one of those, and you're 20% bonus free experience there. It's pretty nice. Thank you. And today they also did a little patch that has eliminated most gold spam from the public chats.
I noticed that when I got on early this morning, I didn't notice any spam right away, and I didn't know if it was maybe just because it was the morning. I had never gotten on at that time before, but about 5 minutes into me being logged in, Sark actually joined up, and then about 5-10 minutes after that, he goes, "Yay, no gold spam." I was like, "Did they do something?" I go, "I've downloaded that patch." He goes, "Yeah, supposedly that was supposed to fix some of it," and I still haven't seen a lot. The only thing I have seen is I'm still getting direct tells from gold spammers.
See, now I've gotten a lot of. I was home today too, and I got a lot of gold spamming until about midday.
Really?
And people were saying in the chat, that some people would start to say, "Oh, see, that patch didn't even work," and other people would point out that, well, no, these people haven't logged off yet.
Oh, really?
Get the patch, yeah. So you might still get a few, snuffling through, but
I noticed
for the most part, it's been pretty empty.
I noticed they're already trying to get through whatever it is that they've done, because I did see a sort of gold spam. It was, how they've been using the little smiley faces
Yeah, I saw something. I think I know what you're going to say, because I think I saw that earlier.
Yeah, all the text was just turned into bars.
Square. Okay, I saw one. It was all squares and smiley faces around it. So they're trying to flesh out the weaknesses of whatever patch.
Yep.
The one thing I did see today that is the first time I've actually encountered one, and it pissed me off, was a bot. I actually, for the first time today, saw a bot doing a lap, gathering various things in this one area of Elton, or however you say that. But I actually went up to harvest something, and I harvested it. And a second later, this bot came running up behind me. I didn't realize that's what it was at first. I saw this person run up beside me, and I was like, okay. And I went to click on it again, and the other person had already started harvesting the thing that I was going at. And then I look at the name, it's like all consonants.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking asshole. I was like just pissed. And then I just see it start running this little lap around these like 4 or 5 different gathering points. And I was just like,
Yeah,
I hope that gets fixed, because that just really got under my skin.
I see a lot of them in the noob area.
Yeah.
Because then they can just, they're like in the brushes and areas in the very Poeta.
Mm-hmm.
For Elios is obviously where I see them. They're in Poeta and just hanging out.
Now,
all on their lonesome.
I don't find them that annoying. Like, I can see that those certain little instances would be kind of annoying, but if you look on the forums, people are like, "I'm leaving if you don't get rid of the bots," and it's their sole focus for all complaints, and I can ignore them pretty easily.
I don't. It's not to that point that I would leave the game for it. It's not anything near that.
Yeah.
But I am mad at it because it does 2 things. One, it's taking up latency from the server that doesn't need to be taken up. And 2, when I am trying to gather, they're getting in my way. They're taking things that I should be able to get.
And in WoW, weren't there, I haven't had this experience in Aion, but in WoW, there were areas that I had heard of, that I didn't get to, obviously, but that I had heard of that, farmers would camp them, and you couldn't get what you needed to get done because the farmers were in the way, monopolizing the area.
Yep.
Because it was so valuable. And
I never encountered that in WoW either.
I didn't actually encounter it, but I heard about it.
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see them gone. I'd rather they weren't there, but it's definitely not something that I'm like focused on or that concerned about overall.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going and posting about it and shit, but I don't like them one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave the game over it, but they need to get out of here.
That's a little extreme.
I want to just be the one guy now, though, who really is for them, since everyone else hates them so much. I'm trying to find some valid point of they're all right.
Well, I think the common valid point is that you're you work full time and overtime on top, and you come home, you want to enjoy the game, and all your friends are moving on without you, and so what's the big deal of you spending $20 to get up to your friends?
There you go.
I think that is the argument that most people present for that.
That's what I say then.
Well, no, it's against the terms of service. You're a cheater. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, then I retract my statement.
Other
had a
Aion
f-
news, though.
I had a friend in WoW
Yeah.
who actually used a leveling service. It was just like
Your friend?
Yep.
Are we quoting?
no, it
Your
definitely
friend
wasn't.
from Canada.
Yeah. No, he's from Australia. So he used his didgeridoo, and
That's what Canadians say. Like Americans say, I have this friend in Canada.
Friend in
Canadians
Canada,
say,
and-
I have this friend in Australia.
Exactly.
So what do the
He,
Australians say?
I have this friend in China.
or New Zealand.
New Zealand, probably. But anyway.
Yeah. So and he used one.
And
I mean,
people in New
this is-
Zealand say, I don't have any friends.
Oh, jeez. This is all
Poor
getting
New
cut.
Zealanders. What do they say, Grok?
He said
Brian.
he was used.
Brian.
Oh, that's right. He was. It was his fourth or fifth character, and it was kind of crazy because he had lots of high level characters, and he could see when his character came online and how he could evaluate the process, and he could even go check up on him. And in the end, he was pretty happy with the service. He didn't get everything he was supposed to get, and
I can't use this.
no, you can. Yeah, this is
No.
it's real experience. And his account. No. Let me finish. His account was definitely warned, so they caught on, and he got like
Oh.
1 or 2 warnings. And
Wait, warned? You should be banned.
so you know what? I think they, whatever it was just they couldn't prove it. They suspected it.
They still like money.
Yeah.
Oh, they should have banned him.
Nope. Nope.
You're not gonna get. Well, I don't want to publicize it. You're not gonna get banned if you use gold.
But that was
No.
WoW.
Armor.
Yeah, and you do
scum.
get banned. Lots of people get banned. You're playing with fire.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
You really
you
are.
want to start all over? I mean, if your time is so precious, you really want to start over for $20?
Yeah, and if it had been banned, I think that's why he ended up having to take it over. It got its second warning, and he ended up having to say, "Okay, stop," because if he was banned, he would have lost the account plus the money he spent to have the character leveled up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's dangerous. Don't do it.
I don't know.
Just stay.
My thing is,
it's-
if you don't have fun playing, if you don't have time to play, then don't frickin'
Yeah,
play.
I was just about to say, to its core, my whole thing is that okay, it's a game. You're playing games for your enjoyment. I mean, if you cannot put the time into this that it needs for your enjoyment, maybe you need to play something else that
There's a
fits
lot
that
of other
time schedule.
genres. Yeah. Anyway, play TF2 with us
Yeah,
on Mondays.
It's great.
You know?
It's just no monthly
You
fee.
don't have to power level anything.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm terrible at it.
Other news in Aion that just popped up today was the Harvest Revel.
Woohoo!
Dun dun dun. The
Dun, dun, dun.
fall festival for Aion has come. Do you just want me to read this off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I haven't read
Alright.
anything about like
I did not read it. I saw the pumpkin
Spoon-feed
head
me everything.
man,
Okay,
and
I'll
I
just-
quit reading.
Read it off. It says, during the fall harvest from the Start over.
Start over. Why don't you start over?
What the hell is immemorial?
Immemorial.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sure. During the fall
Immemorial.
harvest from the time immemorial, the people of Atria have celebrated the bounty of the land. Years ago, the joy of the annual revels was troubled by an eclipse, a peculiar and magical eclipse that brought darkness to Asmodee and Elysia.
I remember.
No, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that? It was on a Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
Ever since, for days during Harvest Revel, the sky goes dark and the people of Atria join the hunt. Asmodean...
Treya.
Yeah, whatever. What she said. Asmodeans find soothing peace during the dark days of the Harvest Revel. They celebrate by racing after the wild Kurthanir, that word, hunt leaders during the wild hunt and cooking special traditional dishes. Elios endure the dark days because during them, the dead of Elysia are restless. This is the cool part. Dun, dun, dun. Undead creatures rise from the grave every few
Nice.
hours, pulled back into semblance of life by power of the eclipse.
What
We're talking
douchebag?
zombies. We're talking zombies, bitch.
Zombies, motherfuckers! Elios must join roving Dark Knight bands to hunt and destroy the undead before they invade Elios villages.
So, what are the... Okay, they're focused on the Elios there. What are the Asmodeans? Did they always just have zombies running around?
Oh, they says Asmodeans find soothing peace during the dark days of the Harvest Revel. So I don't know what that.
Oh, so they just sit back and cook some shit.
Pretty much.
And we get zombies.
Smoke up.
Comb their
I'm
tail.
so happy to be Elios. Okay, go
They
ahead.
comb their
That's
tails
it.
during.
They comb their vagina bushes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Grot got all robot-y on us.
He did.
Oh, am I okay now?
No,
You're a little
staticky.
Just don't talk much.
Okay.
It's all right.
How about now?
Well, when does this happen, bitch?
This happens, begins October 25th and ends October 31st.
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, bitches.
Okay, so we need to plan. Side note: most people who listen to this probably don't care. We need to plan our guild Halloween event.
Yes, trick or
Like
treating.
quickly. We haven't been focusing on it. We need to focus and plan that shit. Because we always have a really good time when we do that, even though it's really silly and ridiculous. Are we done with Aion?
I just want to say,
Oh yeah.
am I sounding okay right now?
No,
No, you sound terrible, but go ahead.
I really hope this doesn't involve daily quests. I'll be really disappointed if it does.
Yeah, the way they have it worded, at least, it sounds like it'll just be like some either random or timed thing that comes up every few hours with each like probably encampment or town. So it sounds like it could be rather cool, but not enough information on it yet to speculate too much, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think that's
Yeah.
it for Aion. The other thing is TF2. That's it. And I was the only one that showed up. So
I'm sorry, I didn't want to play. I wanted to play Aion.
I totally understandable. Because I played about 15 minutes and then I'm playing Aion.
All right, I'll rest up TF2.
Well, are we gonna do TF2 this next Monday?
Yeah.
I'd like to. I've been itching to play it.
I want to play it. It's just I was so this week I was like literally like so close to the next level, and I was like, I want to play Aion and get my level.
It's a totally optional thing. I don't care. I went
know.
on the control point server. I played for like 5 minutes, and I was on some really podunk server, and nobody was popping on, so I was like, I'll jump over to the control point one. Went over there and had a pretty good time over there for about 15 minutes, and then got the itch to play Aion, because I think I was closing in on 20 at that point, so I was wanting to play Aion more, but I just figured if other people showed up. But they didn't, so I went and played Aion.
I can never get into the control point server.
It's almost always full unless you're getting on during the daytime.
Yeah, I wanted to play as well, and I've been itching to play it. I didn't feel like playing for some reason on Tuesday, but every day after that, I kind of looked at it and logged in and played a game or two.
All right, you better get going because you guys sound like shit and your voice quality sucks.
All right, go for it. Crap.
I apologize. That was overly harsh.
You're 2 for 2 today.
Oh yeah, that's true.
God, you asshole. I was
right.
laughing my ass off.
Let's
though.
move along. And one more thing, as a podcast, we're kind of official now. We're part of the Dead Workers Party Network.
Yeah,
Whoa, I didn't even know about that. What
I
the heck?
know. I was talking to Wes a week or two ago and chatting. I don't even know how it came up, but yeah, they agreed that we could be in it, and they have like a great list of really good podcasts. So
Yeah. Are we sure they've listened to us?
no, I don't think they've bothered really.
I don't
Wes
think
is
Wes-
on.
I think they just heard about us at one point. They were like, "Oh, hey, they have a cool name. We can add them in there."
I think Wes was on because he answered on accident and really didn't know what was going on.
I think so.
Never listened, and
Randomly
That's what
calling
did
people over
happen.
Skype.
Yeah.
That might be what happened. I'm not sure, but
that apparently has happened.
it has happened in the past, Spencer.
Yeah.
Sorry about that earlier, but
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity for us, I think. It's a fantastic bunch of guys, and I don't know what to say about it. Just thank you from us for letting us be a part of that.
Yep, our little podcast. It's pretty.
Woo.
We're all grown up.
Yeah.
My mom's gonna be so proud.
Yeah, she will.
She's finally going to say that to you. I am finally proud of you.
Yeah.
She'll be like, I finally love you.
Yeah. Finally glad that you were born. That's what she's gonna say to me.
That's
Here's
your
the Here's the hug that I never gave you.
Yeah. 30 some years too late.
It's awful. Anyway. You guys sound like ass again, so I think we should end
Do we?
this. Yes.
God.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's wrap this up.
Oh, give us a patented pass. Psh. There you go. He sounds like ass too now.
It's a very tinny. Psh.
It is.
It almost sounds just like a fuck. A walkie-talkie. That's a walkie-talkie is what I'm saying. Walkie-talkie.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and
Walkie-talkie.
tuning in. Does
I was
anyone
gonna
tune
say a
in?
school bus.
What is
Yeah,
that?
thanks for
One time.
turning us in on the dial.
Thanks for.
And then you passed us and you're like, oh, I gotta go back.
No, remember those radios where you had to push the button and like it would jump over like the actual old buttons? Yeah, and you would have to like pull out the button and then push it in to reset it. It wasn't like a real.
Younger listeners have no.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
what's
like an old car.
I'm like, what's a radio?
All right.
Multiplaying is a member of the Dead Workers Party Network. You can listen to this and many other fine podcasts at www.deadworkers.com/network.
Woohoo!
And
And-
fucking gold.
Since we were rather sparse in our TF2 stuff, definitely listen to Control Point because if you're looking for TF2 information, we did not have it this week.
We'll have more stories of us dying all the time in shows to come.
Yeah, nothing of substance that you can use, of course. But
Yeah. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. See,
Ah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was gonna make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die!
Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
Can we do another Irish Carbone?